and I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are watching this. So this video is going to be delving a little bit deeper into Stevie Heptig's amazing transformation, not just physically, but also mentally. As you can see, the visual transformation is just incredible. This was before, and this is obviously after. Let's go a bit deeper into who Stevie is, so you get an idea of her industry, what she does. So Stevie is a performer in Las Vegas, a professional dancer. She has performed all over the world: Hawaii, New York, worked on cruise ships, obviously on the Las Vegas Strip, and I'm sure I'm missing out many, many other places. Stevie has always performed, and I've watched Stevie perform, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. She's been at the top of her game for many, many years, and the dedication that takes, what she did is take that into this process as well, and that's allowed her to achieve unbelievable life-changing results and keep them as well. So let's go into a bit of before and where she was. So before, Stevie was kind of, well, to perform at the best for so long, you have to be in great physical condition, training consistently and seeing results. She saw results with past coaches for previous photo shoots and obviously her shows. But with professional dancers, there's a constant pressure to stay in shape. It's a cutthroat industry. I know this firsthand, not just working with Stevie and other people on the team that are professional dancers and performers, but my wife is also a professional dancer, so I have heard it, seen it firsthand myself. There is a constant pressure to always, like I say, be in shape, and that pressure does get to you, and that's where things like body dysmorphia and self-confidence take a massive, massive hit. So that was a big kind of, that was an epicenter of our focus with myself and Stevie's kind of working relationship. But without the right education and sustainable training and nutrition, she struggled to maintain her results, leading to setbacks and regression. So nutrition and training for Stevie. So as you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of times where there's going to be like on the go, picking up food due to shows, rehearsals, auditions, traveling, all those things. But it was extremely inconsistent. Meal timings were non-existent. So, and it was just basically fueling in that moment for her performances. There was no real like kind of structure or routine behind it. Stevie had some training experience, obviously, because maintaining that level of performance for many, many years, you need to obviously make sure your body's in prime condition to allow that to happen. But her approach did lack structure, often training randomly without a focused plan. Her strength and endurance lacked specific conditioning required for her physically and mentally demanding role. So I'll go into more detail in the next slide, but this is where we focus on plyometrics, lower body strength, and kind of sculpting her physique to kind of fit each role that she was in the show for, or what she was auditioning for. She was following a basic routine that didn't prioritize key areas like full body strength, core stability and strength, and explosive power, essential for a dancer. To improve, we established a structured routine and nutrition plan, focusing on fueling her performance and recovery, but also making sure that her mental strength and mental resilience was improving week on week. I designed a tailored nutrition strategy to fuel her rehearsals, performance, auditions, and also recovery, ensuring she had consistent energy, reduced fatigue, and improved muscle endurance. Especially with Stevie, by performing at the highest level for so many years, recovery is something that I think a lot of dancers kind of neglect, because you can only perform and train as hard as you recover. So again, what we really delved deep into was the mental side, but also understanding how important recovery is to push results. And of course, we also educated Stevie on how nutrition, training, and recovery work together, giving her the tools for sustainable success and long-term performance. So the setup for Stevie, there is a picture of her in one of her photo shoots looking absolutely shredded. So we focused on a nutrition strategy that supported Stevie as a performer, making sure her energy and recovery were optimized for rehearsals, performances, auditions, but also her training. Stevie loves to train. Stevie loves to be pushed. So there was many, many times where, like, and this is what happens when we build trust and relationship with each other, and which we have done over the last 3 years. I know Stevie so well that I know when to push her and I know when to pull her back. So this is where obviously we delve deep into the education around how important recovery is, how important nutrition is for recovery, but also performance. So we didn't neglect how taxing performing was, the auditions, the endless rehearsals, the endless hours, the gigs, all of that stuff. But we also made sure that we supplemented our training and we controlled the volume throughout her training week. So she didn't go to her rehearsals or gigs feeling fatigued or sore or anything like that. The key was using whole foods to fuel her body, so limiting any processed foods, helping her build muscle, drop body fat, improve stamina, and enhance performance. As I said before, like I do work and have worked with a lot of professional dancers and performers, and I am married. My wife is a professional dancer, and I know full well I wouldn't want to go on show on stage feeling bloated or anything like that. So we made sure that the nutrition and everything in her meal plans was easy digestible, easy to make, and small frequent meals to obviously aid digestion. So on training days, we focused on recovery and fueling her for peak performance. What that means is we pushed calories a little bit higher, giving her a few more carbs to facilitate recovery and performance, and also give her energy to crush her routines and bounce back quickly for the next training session, the next show, the next day. On rest days, so on non-training days, we kept her energy levels high with nutrient-dense meals supporting recovery whilst ensuring she was always ready for her elite performance. So, for example, on non-training days, we bring carbs down, but on both days, we'd keep protein and fats relatively high. Especially for females, fats are very, very important. All macros are, but fats are very important, not just for energy or brain health or cognitive function, but also for hormone production as well. We also had to factor in Stevie's shows, rehearsals with her training to balance fatigue and continue pushing her physique and performance forward. So I touched on this before, controlling the volume through her sessions, and also just making sure that we're taking everything into account. It's not just 4 sessions a week. Okay, what we do in those 4 sessions, how much volume are we pushing? What if you've got a double show night? Is it just a single show night? So we control volume through that and making sure that her energy is maintained at such a high level, allowing her to perform at the levels that she does. Throughout it all, we kept fine-tuning her nutrition and also her training plan as it ramped up. Energy, recovery, and progress were maximised. So there was a time when we actually gave her more calories as her schedule got busier and everything like that. And also her training volume actually increased, which actually pushed performance up because she could train harder and she was recovering better than ever. But also through all this, as energy is high, motivation naturally is high because it's directly linked, in my opinion. So whilst energy was high, her confidence was actually building. So we definitely, every time she felt good, I'll be like, right, okay, why? What have you done today? So it was always that moment of reflection going through each and every week. But I'll go through kind of how we reviewed performance and stuff later on. Next, we do the progress assessment and check-ins. So this is a vital part of anyone's journey, in my opinion. If you have a coach, and anyone on the team will know this. Every single week, I send out a form, and they fill it in, and it covers mindset, digestion, sleep, training, nutrition, her progress, but mainly how Stevie thought she performed across her week. So this gives me even more detail, even more insight into her mental kind of framework, her mental mind frame, into how she performed. Then what I do is cross-examine that with the data I have through our app, and then come back to Stevie with what she done really well, and like an overview of her week, a conclusion of her week, and then 2 to 3 action points, whether that be with nutrition, whether it be with steps, whether it be with mindset, whatever it is for that week. So her goal, let's say she wants to get in shape for an audition or whatever it is, we break it down into weekly segments and make sure we're just ticking the box, always aiming to improve by just 1%, because that's all we need to do. Like it says there, Stevie had access to our app to track her workouts, nutrition, sleep, energy levels, and much, much more every single day. This helped us stay on track of her performance and recovery. So with our app, it actually tracks progressive overload. And like I said previously, Stevie loves to train. So Stevie was always pushing herself. But again, this is where the coach-client relationship comes in. If I knew that she had a really hectic week coming in, I would literally go in and be like, right, instead of doing 3 working sets, we're going to do 2. We're actually going to increase the rep range and leave a few reps in the bank to reduce fatigue, improve energy, so you can go and perform in her shows later that night. In a such competitive industry, this regular feedback was crucial. It helped us adjust her training and nutrition to keep her on track, while also strengthening her mindset so she could perform at her best, both physically and mentally. There was a time when we first started working together, Stevie flew to Paris for an audition, and the physiques that in the show, what we did was taper that physique to the show, and then in other shows, we taper that physique to that show, but it's also changing the training, changing the nutrition to match her goals in a way that was right for her, which was amazing. So fun to program for. But working with Stevie, like I said at the start, her desire, her commitment, her drive to maintain the success that she has in her career, also with her physique and her fitness, is outstanding, and that's led into her achieving literally an unbelievable result physically, mentally, and visually. So this is the aftershot. We built muscle, we dropped fat, we improved her physique, we sculpted her physique. But again, what this doesn't show, and hopefully that I've touched upon the mental side of things, we developed her self-confidence to a level that has never, ever been before. And for me, like, there's been so many emotional conversations and being vulnerable with each other, but the more we conveyed and being vulnerable with each other allowed us to dig deeper and make sure the program, the processes, the methods, the strategies were perfect for Stevie. Like it says there, Stevie's transformation went beyond physical. Her mindset, confidence, and performance all leveled up. And I actually think that's a bit of an understatement. They absolutely just skyrocketed. She became the strongest, fittest, and most resilient she'd ever been, carrying that confidence into her life, career, and performances. By mastering her training, nutrition, and recovery, she built habits that will keep her performing at her best for life. She now understands exactly how to fuel and train her body for peak performance, pushing her limits while staying strong, healthy, and injury-free. And that is a big, big thing, because there's a lot of performers, there's a lot of shows that potentially don't pay you when you're injured, and also when you're doing 6 to 8 shows a week, maintaining a level where you're injury-free by push performance, we had to manage that. And this is where obviously the recovery side, where we delve deep into that and allowing her that grace, allowing her that understanding that it's okay to take a day off, it's okay to take a week off, it's okay to take 2 weeks off, because that time that we would spend in training, we would develop her mental resilience, her emotional control, and also put that time into nutrition and going outside, getting walks in, all these little extra added bits that actually transform mindset. And when we transform mindset, we transform our physiques. This wasn't just about looking the part. It was about building the strength, resilience, and confidence to thrive in such a demanding industry. So, like I mentioned before, body dysmorphia, self-confidence, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's never not going to be there, but we quietened that down. We put that thing on mute over time. It wasn't like an overnight process. It took time, it took conversations, it took hard conversations where we both got emotional, but together we worked together, and the results speak for themselves. If you want any more information on Stevie's journey, head to my page, Tom Watch Training, and I'll happily run you through everything. If you would like any more information about coaching directly with me, again, head to my page and I will happily jump on a call with you. Take care, have a good day, and thanks for watching.